I think I have one.
Okay, shut up.
Calling all stations. Clear the air lanes. Clear all air lanes for the big broadcast. I'm calling both games.
Don't take anything that we're about to say seriously, unless you're the El Cazador known as Antonio Brown.
Who the hell do you think you're talking to? I mean, shut the fuck up!
A storm is headed for NYC. Never trust the extended forecast.
It's a jolly 3-game sweep in Los Angeles.
All right.
Welcome to the Sports Disaster.
Hi,
Even
everybody.
the extended forecast is shit now and then. Especially our booking times for doing this show.
What is even going on?
Excuse me, I'm trying to gauge the sundial over here. It's not working very well.
I wish I had a sundial here, but unfortunately, Sky Piss.
Sky Piss? What?
It had more effective punch than the Carolina Hurricanes.
Ooh.
Speaking of, that's one of the big things that the agenda is covering. What in the world this NHL postseason has been? But first, Helv's got something right off the grill for us. Helv,
All right,
lead us
let's
in, my
go
friend.
through our topics real quick before we go through our shenanigans list. Yes,
You said you wanted to start off with soccer.
We're going for the topics first, but then we'll go straight to it. We're not going to go straight to it fully. We always go through the list. Yes, in non-order, basically. But
Yeah. We said you just go by sport.
all right, but let's go. You want to go?
Serve it up.
You want? So for this week, we've got soccer. We have hockey. We have football. Well, American football for you natties in Europe. And basketball. And probably a bit of MiLB in this shenanigans.
Yeah. Some of that. A little bit of college baseball, possibly.
And of course,
a bunch of things.
at the end of the show, we'll do as we usually do in Republican teams. But we'll start off with some soccer, and Helv's got a juicy one right off the grill.
Let's hold off on that one because we also have some other stuff to talk about.
Hurry up and talk about
in
something.
the building. 2 drama llamas in the building. And basically, the rest is basically, oh my gosh. But with that said, let's go to the first one, which is...
Wait, we gotta put something up first.
Oh. Is that what I'm thinking? Alright, with that said, prepare for saltiness from the men of disaster and their associates. Do not take what we say seriously. Unless you're arrogant Leafs fans. We left it in there, why not?
Hey, it was 4-1. What can we say?
The good old Toronto special.
Not even a Toronto special. It looks like it's basically a 401 derby being high rolled into a blunt.
It was 4-1. But speaking of, we'll start off, of course, with soccer because speaking of Leafs, Leafland, Canada had a very strange and interesting thing happen. Wait, we're not starting with...
No, never mind. I thought you were going for hockey there. My bad.
No. Canada soccer, because you wanted to lead off with this, and the floor is yours.
I want to lead off with something that happened last week. So, as you recall, the Champions League final happened last week. Real Madrid won that. We did do a little bit of talking beforehand about what happened. It has come to viewing from UEFA and French officials that they have both apologized for what happened during the final. whole pregame scenario, which was, of course, pepper spray / tear gas. Ask Liverpool fans as they were trying to get through the door. Turns out, a bunch of St. Denis people were trying to barge through into the building. This is why you don't, one, this is why you need better protection in the stadium, and two, this is why doing this also sucks balls. And three, he basically pressuring people to do whatever. Yeah, that's a no bueno.
Yeah, that whole scenario just keeps looking worse and worse.
One thing's for sure, at least both things apologized, and guess what? An assistant to the Minister of Sport has officially decided to hang up his belt. Yeah, he quit.
Well then.
For a minute there, I thought you said he did something worse.
No, he quit. No, he chose to sack himself in shame because of the French government's shenanigans on that day.
Okay.
Anyways, on to the Canadian men's soccer team. Oh, bloody hell. Are both sides of Canadian soccer corrupt right now? No, because basically... Yeah, alright. Put it on spotlight mode, Duck.
Because if it's as bad as you think...
Spotlight, not this.
Well, tough luck. That's what you're getting.
Oh, well.
Alright.
If this is as bad as you think it is, Hell's going to have enough salt to clear the roads. Hell...
Alright, let's focus here. So, the Canadian men's soccer team refused to basically play today against Panama. 1, what the fuck? 2, who of the 33 players who compromise... Basically... The Federation's getting $10 million for competing for reaching the Men's World Cup. Basically. Players want 40% of that. A 40% share in that shit. They also call for a transparent review of Canada Soccer's broadcast and commercial dealings, a comprehensive package of accommodations for friends and families traveling to Qatar, a structure that pays both men and women players equally per World Cup match, and the development of a women's soccer league. Canada Soccer says that something else was said, that the players demanded 75 to 100% of the prize money. They tried to split 8% evenly between the men's and women's teams. And all I can say is, this is going to be one of the largest shit shows in Canadian soccer history. If it's about fucking $10 million. Put it towards the game. Don't be assholes. And they're trying to say, hopefully we can get this sorted out before the CONCACAF Nations League match against Curaçao on the 9th of June.
Oof.
I'm not sure I buy that. Because here's the thing. Well, the idea of making it even between the men's and women's teams is like something we're seeing across the sport. We saw it in the US a few years ago. In Canada, they're doing it. The part that made me go, wait a minute, was that transparency with the broadcasts, because advertising dollars goes pretty far, and it's like, why do they want to know that? They want to know who's advertising with them, who's advertising during their games. What do they want to know? Or is this about them saying, look, we see these advertisers are going after the teams, like going for money for the teams. We want to get in on that too. Because if they're going to sponsor our team, why not sponsor me too? Probably. And then I think with everything else in that you just mentioned, with the packages for the family, getting more, like almost all of the money.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I say almost all because he said I think it was 80 to 100%.
It said 75 to 100.
75 to 100, but to me it makes sense. Like they're the players who go out there and play. So of course, like that 100% won't be reachable, but 80 in that range doable. The fact that they want 60 means they want a bit more of this.
Soccer Canada basically wants to give 60% in between men's and women's.
And with that gap, it could be easily bridged if it's like, okay, that 15% going from 60 to 75. If it's for like improving the sport, or if it's being sent to help, like aid with Ukraine or whatever.
Basically aid the continuation of the sport within the nation.
Like that, or for more humanitarian causes. Either way, it's like that 15% between 60 and 50. 75. If that's what gets used with that gap, I don't think they'll have a problem with it. It's if that gap between 60 and 75 is instead going to the people running its pockets. This isn't quite Sepp Blatter bad, but it sounds like we might have ourselves
some UEFA ex-president bad, basically.
I'm talking Sepp Blatter, FIFA.
I know, but there's also the former president of UEFA that got blocked too. He was bad too. But basically, you're trying to think like 2015 in bull crap in order.
I also gives me an excuse to remember like one of my favorite segments where somebody from, I believe, who was part of that board who's being investigated, in their defense of like why should they stay on there, they quoted The Onion. The Onion.
Ooh.
On the defense. And it was like, why? And it's like, why would they come after us if it says they love us? The problem was that was an Onion article, and The Onion is Peerberry. Actually, John Oliver did. That was part of the John Oliver segment.
Yeah.
If you want to look that up.
I know which one you're talking about. I think it's the Jack Warner thing.
So
that's it. That's the name.
You got debated.
All right.
You got debated.
With that said, let's also look at another thing.
The U.S.
Okay, no, not yet.
No.
Yet. Wales is back into the competition after 64 years.
Yep. Wales beat Ukraine 1-0 off of a Ukraine own goal to make it back for the first time since 1958.
You made it to the playoffs.
I mean, great, you guys made it, but
by own goal standards from Ukraine? First off, I do. Yeah, I want to say something to the people to the Ukrainian soccer team. You guys did pretty excitingly. You knocked out Scotland, and you were trying to do your best to get into this World Cup to show your pride for your nation, despite the current situation that is within it.
That shall not be named.
Which reminds me, I want to do this again. It's been a while since we've shown this warning, and I think it might be best that we show the warning, if you guys agree.
If it decides to pull up and doesn't own goal itself.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that has to be said, because own goals, that has to be the worst way to lose a spot in a tournament or even a game, just scoring yourself.
And the bad thing is, it was a header from the Ukrainian captain.
With that said, we know of the current situation pertaining in Russia and Ukraine as of this moment. Unfortunately, we, the host of the show, must take a neutral stance for today's show for obvious reasons. Please note that this was due to a mutual agreement between all of us. We did not expect this to happen, and it's the best that we can do to not fuck this up big time. We apologize for the shit reason and why it won't be covered.
Yep.
But to get past that, own goal to lose out. Whoever scored that own goal is probably kicking themselves.
Yep.
Like I said, the Ukrainian captain.
It's still better than City, is he not? Is he part of Man City?
I don't know.
Ukrainian captain? I don't think so.
But it's still better than having a hat trick, an own hat trick.
Oh,
no.
That is worse. I also want to say.
I know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
I know what you're talking about too, but I also want to say Ukraine. You guys tried, and unfortunately, backstabbing recently got you there. Got you.
Yep.
Couldn't make you get past the line. But I'm gonna say,
Some-
well done, boys. Well done.
So.
Sometimes, despite everything you do, it just ends up short, and that's what happened. But we're proud of you,
Yep.
all of us.
Proud of you.
Yeah, and right before the show started, Doug was watching a game between the U.S. and Uruguay that ended in a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, both teams have had very good chances throughout the whole game.
Wait, was Suarez on that team?
Oh God, not that guy.
Luis Suarez, I don't think so.
Debater.
Yeah.
I think they have the garlic out to deal with that vampire.
Anyway,
please.
well,
The last
if he
time
got
he
cut,
probably bit was 2016, and yet somehow he hasn't bitten, but he's still a douchebag.
Yeah, but if he just
'Cause he's
recently
with
got
Atletico
cut,
Madrid.
It looks like he
Quick.
still is, but
I will say
If
this.
it was just recently cut, all I have to say is another one bites the dust.
Oh,
what's
but I
going
will
on?
say, memes, they don't die. They
Alright,
just don't.
with
I didn't
that
hear it.
It's another
Okay.
one bites the dust.
Oh, okay.
It's Luis
What-
Suarez. He bites people.
Okay, let's focus
Anyways.
here. Mental Gen, let's focus here.
What fucking focus?
I think... Oh, and Finalissima.
Your mic is potato.
Potato Mike.
Conmebol and UEFA. Cup.
Fix your mic.
Potato.
Oh, God.
This is what happens when you decide. to
Okay, is that better? Okay, I'm using
Much
the
better.
laptop
A little
mic.
bit.
That's better.
That's
I-
it.
I-
Alright.
It's less clear, but it's also much less staticky.
I'm gonna try... Okay, I'm plugging in the mic again. Hopefully this doesn't fuck it up.
But I will say, when it comes
Can
to
you hear the bumps? You good?
Yep.
No static?
there we go.
Yep, we can hear you.
So with that stated, Finalissima happened a couple weekends ago. We didn't cover it because fuck that. It was Italy versus Argentina. Argentina wins. It's 3-0.
Robot in hell. Even
Yes.
Billy's calling you a potato.
Am I still robot?
No,
Robot?
you're better
Nope.
now, but still.
Nope. No, you're better still.
Okay. I plugged back in the mic, so hopefully that
Yep.
works.
Yep. But anyways,
With that said, this is going to be one of those interesting times within history where, congratulations, Italy, you're still fucking dead meat.
Sad pasta noises.
I was
You
gonna
can't even
say,
qualify for the World Cup.
I was
And
gonna
yet
say
somehow
which
you
which
can't
meat?
even win it.
Pepperoni, salami, bologna.
I don't even like any of those meats.
Shut up in your face and put a pineapple on that pizza.
Pizza.
I am
Why
that
you-
cynical today.
And you have
Why
a
you
picture
keep
of
saying
Scotty.
pizza? Now I want one.
I
got
got
some
leftover pizza in my
pizza.
fridge.
I got pizza in the kitchen. I could sling over from Pittsburgh. Do you want some?
Pizza time.
I'll have to make note. But
All right.
So
With
moving
that
on.
said, should we do hockey or should
Yes.
we do football?
Yes.
Hockey.
We had a game earlier today.
Let's do the games and then let's head into international stuff too, because a bit
Okay.
of international stuff has occurred too.
But yes, earlier today we had Game 3 of the Rangers versus the Lightning, and a common theme also played out in this game. Can you get you?
Yes, I'm getting there. I'm getting
You
there.
blew it.
But yes,
And
I'm not going to give
Nate,
him that.
Billy, you're late for this, but let's play this sad song on the world's smallest violin for Italy.
But going back to hockey for a moment, there's a theme I'm noticing here. In the last two series, other than the game 7 for New York, the home team has won each game in the series. They did it so far. The two games in New York went New York's way. The little game in Tampa went Tampa's way. In the previous series, up until game 7, every game in that series was won by the home team.
although
I said off stream, I don't know if it was to one of you guys or it was mentioned to somebody else, but
I
am expecting this series to go 7 because home team
I think we all
wins.
agreed that this game is gonna go 7.
Yeah, although I'm noticing a different theme here.
Uh-oh.
What are you noticing?
The defenses in this series are underratedly bad.
Ooh.
Because
the
offenses are doing really good, but then Igor Shesterkin and Andrei Vasilevsky have to bail these teams out.
It's either the defense is passable or they look like parking cones.
Here's the thing in Madison Square Garden, we didn't get battle of the goalies that we're expecting. In Tampa, we got the battle of the goalies that we were expecting because it was
the Lightning got I think 50 shots on Shesterkin today,
and he still stopped 47 of those shots.
And if you want to win the game of the series, there's one thing you have to do. Don't go in the freaking box.
Yeah, both of these teams have had issues with
both of these penalty killers are
especially
horrible.
during a double minor for Nikita Kucherov. There was a particular instance where a Ranger had shoved someone into Vasilevsky, so that ended up being a 2-minute 4-on-4, and then the Rangers had a mini power play for 20 seconds.
Actually, you're thinking of something else. The one you're thinking of, that was the thing that caused the 2-minute power play was a tripping call, I think.
But also, in this game 3, the first 3 goals in the game, all power play goals.
4.
The first 4 goals. Excuse me.
Yeah, the last goal was the only one that wasn't a power play goal.
So, stupid penalties. Don't take them.
Yeah, and
they hurt.
That's another thing with the defense. Of course, like on 5-on-5, they can bend but not really break. Once you take a man out, it turns into Jenga. The tower falls, easy goals. Now, of course, it sounds obvious that saying they're going to suck a man down, but the penalty killer has to be better. The defenses can't keep up.
On the other hand, when it's this abysmally bad,
my camera's the wrong way.
Yeah, it's the wrong way, but when it's this abysmally bad for both teams.
All right, there we go. Is that better?
Yeah.
Stakes.
Defense.
Speaking of defense.
Yeah.
Ottawa? No, not Ottawa. Edmonton. What the fuck?
Ottawa.
Double blew it here.
I'm putting it up again.
I see Helms trying to go for a yacht trip.
Oh, please. If I had a yacht, I would probably be scooting my way all the way to the New Zealand.
I will ask
but
this.
Also, Evander Kane, what the fuck?
Yeah. Billy just put in the comments your teams.
Yeah, here's my question. Name me an instance so far in this postseason where Mike Smith hasn't looked like roadkill. Name me. Just one.
I can't think of anything.
Nothing from Duck?
I can say stuff earlier within the series, the last 2 series, but not this one.
Nothing from Health. And it's nothing all around because Mike Smith, as good as he can be, we've seen how he took the Coyotes of all teams to a conference finals over a decade ago. There's sometimes when the game just passed you by, and the problem with Edmonton I'm seeing is they're trying to figure out which goalie to go with. Do we go with the inconsistent veteran or the inconsistent but less experienced guy? You're going to replace your inconsistent goaltender with an inconsistent goaltender. Edmonton, you might be doomed.
It's a 3-0 series. They are 100% boned.
Yeah, they are boned,
and they'll be without Evander Kane for the next game.
Yes,
I kind of saw this 1-game suspension coming because the series is over anyways.
Yeah,
but here's the thing that makes me question. I know we've made the jokes about how there are certain players that live rent free in other sets, like Tom Wilson did for majority of the league.
Hi, Valor.
Yes, I love Valor, but
Mammoth is
Do
from
you
your
think-
own home state.
do you think that with Nazem Kadri, they're so focused now on just going after this guy, the Blues and now the Oilers, that they're forgetting how to play a game?
Yeah, I think it's only thing if Colorado wins the Stanley Cup this year. It should be worked. It worked with Tom Wilson. It should work with Nazem Kadri. It should.
All right. Can we go into the international bullcrap now?
I
do have
have
one
a
more
scoring
question.
update real quick.
Oh,
in
go ahead.
baseball. We just had a sack fly double play.
Ooh.
For who?
Uh-oh.
The Chicago Cubs. It's 1-0 Chicago after
Freaking
Frank
Cubs.
Schwindel flied out, and then Ian Happ got thrown out at third base.
Impressive.
And a
Impressive.
run scored off of that play.
Love.
I do want to give one more comment on the Calgary, Edmonton, Colorado series.
Okay, you're trying to be like Health now. Get the wrong
Hey,
city.
Go ahead.
The-
I'm letting him do it.
Okay, Rec. First of all, I need some more caffeine. I ran out of stock just before we started. But second of all, with that series, Colorado has just looked dare I say, unbeatable.
They looked relentless.
They have it's not just their offense, which we all know can score at will. Like Shushkin of all players almost had a hat trick in that Game 3 victory in Edmonton, mind you. But they've been able to shut down not just Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, making them not very effective in the series, although where they've been this postseason, I don't know. But they've been able to take what has been a deep Oilers team and outplay them at every spot on the
I wouldn't
ice.
call this team deep.
Here's
I
the
wanna call
thing:
this
your face,
team a
your
paper.
face, it's a lake facing an ocean. That's the kind of depth we're dealing with.
Yeah.
No, the Oilers are more of a pond. They're top heavy still.
They are, but this postseason we've had guys like, I believe it's Legason, I want to say. I'm drawing a blank on the name, but number 71. Derek Ryan had a decent game, even though the team let him down. And they've also had Tyson Berry, who yeah, he's part of that
71.
top heavy.
Oh no, I'm not talking about the average.
Zap
The Avalanche is a
71
deep team.
on-
The Oilers aren't deep.
Oilers.
Wait, yeah, I thought Tyson Berry was an Avalanche.
No, Barry. Well, since he got traded from the Avalanche to Toronto, he's now with the Oilers.
Oh, okay, don't
Okay,
mind me.
okay.
Don't
And
mind
Barry
me.
does hold the franchise record still
Ryan McLeod.
for defense. Oh, McLeod, that's who it is. McLeod has made him. I was watching Game 3 and I thought, this McLeod guy, if he's going to be a free agent, he's going to make himself some money in the offseason. Then I looked at the cap friendly and realized, oh wait, he's still going to be around.
Yep.
Oh well.
Oh no. Anyways.
Also, I again have to ask, what in the world? Goaltending. Francouz has been unbelievable. Why in the world is Kemper out still? Just why?
I haven't been paying much attention to the Avalanche. Are they still without Kemper since the Preds game?
They almost had him back, but then they've been relying on Francouz this entire time. He started the series, if I remember correctly, and then was gone.
And he's gone.
And it's gone.
But that does mean Francouz, we get to see him in playoffs, and I've been impressed so far. But on the other hand, Colorado, you might want to keep an eye out on Francouz. Don't burn him out. We Pittsburgh fans know what happens when you burn out a goalie.
Burn him out.
And you should know as well, because Pecorine was too good right now after getting burned out.
5 goals
Alright.
on 12 shots. Game 1. Actually, no, 4 goals on 12 shots.
Yeah.
Mike Smith can beat that.
Oh no.
So could Mikko Koskinen.
Yeah. Although Jack Campbell isn't here to beat that anymore.
True.
Alrighty. With that stated,
Potato Mike is back.
Potato Mike again.
fucking shit.
This is
Glory to Potato.
Mine is playing Polish music. Glory to potato.
but Colorado, please sweep this. I know that I might jinx you now, but please
Put
do this.
Edmonton out of their misery, please.
I want to laugh at the Oilers next week. Please let us do that. If you get reverse whipped, I'm going to rip you guys like you haven't seen.
Oh god.
And I also
please
cry about
let us
it.
sweep them.
Just
Please
put
do
them
it.
out of their misery. Sweep them.
And also,
Sweep 'em. They've been through enough.
Have
I
they though?
also
Have
say
they really?
McDavid in this series. We can't hear you, but
We're good.
McDavid in this series has been non-existent. Draisaitl's been trying like heck, but instead of actually, getting a scoreboard, he's been getting in the box.
Yeah.
Fix that if you want. If you want to actually survive, fix that. If you want to head to the golf course, don't.
Actually, I heard they were charging admission that comes out of your contract. Do not go into the box.
Oh, burn.
They're charging admission.
Yep.
They're adding turnstiles. You don't
I
want to
think they
go
might.
in there.
Hey, sooner or later, they might invite the Green Men to poke some fun at you
Oh
again.
boy.
Yes, bring the green men back. Bring them back.
Okay, can we go to international hockey now? 'Cause
Yes.
We got
Yeah.
some news.
Go ahead.
Duck, I know that you said that I was going to be happy about this, and
I'm talking
boy, am I am.
CHL.
CH,
talking-
boo.
What do you mean, boo? You should be happy.
I was
There's
going to
7
focus on
teams
the
left.
IIHF bullcrap, not the CHL.
Go ahead with the IHF then.
Do it.
So,
You go. I'll tell you what. You do IIHF. I'll do CHL.
okay, gladly. For the IIHF, a couple reschedulings have been thrown around on the bricks. Primarily about 2023 events that were supposed to be held in Mother Sokabliatland.
Right.
Go on.
The juniors were supposed to be held in Omsk and another Novosibirsk, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course, I think St. Petersburg was also going to host as well for the main event. That has changed.
Because of obvious reasons.
Obvious is obvious. Yes, thank you, Reckoning. For one of the events that has been scheduled, it is moved to Canada, meaning this will be the first time that triple consecutive hosts will happen.
Impressive.
However, it's not going to be in the same cities. It is going to Halifax and Moncton.
Halifax and Moncton. Those are actually pretty good cities.
Yeah, so you're doing it in the Maritime provinces, which I'm fine with. However, 2023 men's overall championship, that's a whole other ballpark. As Finland and Latvia will be taking hosting representations to that group.
Don't you mean a whole nother rank?
Hey.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that on yourself. Speaking of which, Duck, do the CHL stuff. I'm thinking it's Memorial Cup rules, I think. Is it not?
All right. I will gladly, because there's 7 teams left, because St. John's Sea Dogs are hosting the Memorial Cup this year. For 2022, we are down the Ontario Hockey League, the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, and the Western Hockey League are now down to their final series. Let me share a screen. This is the OHL. You got the top seed overall, the Hamilton Bulldogs, taking on the top seed in the West, Windsor Spitfires. That series is tied at 1 win apiece, with Windsor winning Game 1 4-3 in overtime, handing the Bulldogs' first loss in the postseason, and then Hamilton storming back in a 5-4 win in Game number 2. Let's go on over
To the what? Do
to
you
the
want to do?
No,
Okay,
let's
to the
head on over to the QMJHL. this
Okay,
time.
to the Quebec and Maritimes, I guess.
Yes. In the playoff, here you got the Charlottetown Islanders taking on the Shawinigan Cataracts. Shawinigan won game 1, 5-1. And
Now will they
currently,
show win again?
shut up. And in game 2, which is currently going on right now in the second period, it is Charlottetown leading 2-1.
Was
And
that
now
actually Charlottetown or the other one?
Charlottetown is winning
Okay.
game 2.
And finally, for the Western Hockey League.
Yep, the Western Hockey League.
I know that the Giants were knocked out.
Giants
Am
were
I
knocked out in the
correct?
second round after knocking off the Everett Silvertips.
Because by division
In there?
standard...
In the WHL series, you got the Edmonton Oil Kings taking on the Seattle Thunderbirds. The Thunderbirds won game 1. Let me just go back. I can't. Freaking controls. They won 2-1 in Edmonton, and currently that game is in the second period. Edmonton's leading 3-2.
I think we have another hockey league to cover. A more domestic one. The American Hockey League.
Oh, the AH... Oh, yeah, Calder.
The AHL.
Do you want...
The
all
Coda
right.
Cup playoffs. That series is down to its final 4. Because you got the Chicago Wolves, the top seed. You got the Stockton Heat. You got the Springfield Thunderbirds. And you got the Laval Rocket.
Damn it!
Laval. Rockets to
Laval.
Laval.
No Admirals.
Rocket. And the Springfield Thunderbirds actually won game 1 in overtime. If I'm guessing correctly, I think Chicago won game 1 of their series.
All right.
And in the ECHL,
Oh, hang
you
on.
got
Before we go to the ECHL reckoning.
I have 2 updates from college baseball. First, a game that ended 20-1.
Oh, wait a second.
Louisville beat Michigan 20 runs to 1.
Oh my!
That's in
It's
the
not
baseball.
Huffs-
That's an NCAA baseball tournament. That means we're going to a game 7.
Yep,
It's not Hofstra
Game
bad.
7 tomorrow.
and we just had Stanford versus California Santa Barbara.
UCSB.
Yep. UCSB was down 4 and they had 2 on with 1 out. Runners on second and third. They got no runs. They lose 8-4 to Stanford.
And that
Hey, at
means
least-
Stanford is still alive, and they go up against Texas State in order to save their season.
I mean, hey, it's not Oregon State or Hofstra bad, so I think they're okay.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
potentially.
you think.
But with that said, what's
Um,
next?
You know what? Let's go to do we have any other baseball coverage?
Also, Bill just said yes. There was a score that was 29-15. Hang on, let me find it. I do remember
God.
seeing that.
Okay,
College
okay.
baseball.
With the
It was
baseball.
Oklahoma State versus Missouri State. That was the one, Billy.
College baseball. You good?
Yeah.
No.
With that stated,
It's chaos.
Excuse
It's
me.
almost
All
chaos.
right.
Yes.
With that said, let's go. Do you guys want to do football or basketball? Because I think basketball is going to be a bit of a shorter time to coverage.
I'd say let's go football and then round out basketball.
Yeah, both
Let's
of them
do
are going to be
football.
quick.
All right.
ahead.
Okay. For football, for American football,
We had a man retire.
we had 2 men retire.
Yep.
Yep.
One of them is Stefan Tuitt, who have decided to hang up his cleats after, 7 years on the game?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, about
he was in
that
the same-
time.
He was in the same draft class as Shazy, if that tells you anything.
What a potato brain. Anyways,
What did I do?
We didn't
I'm
do
just kidding
anything.
anyways, we wish you on the best of luck in your future endeavors to it, and yeah. The other one, it's Fitzmagic. He has decided to retire after 7
beard.
years.
Magic, you know.
He has chosen to retire and give Das Boot to whoever's next in charge in Atlanta. I think he's in right now.
Washington.
He was in Washington last.
Okay, but he
So
chose
now
to
Carson
retire
Wentz.
because 17 years, 17 years in the game.
9 teams.
Yeah.
I will say, when it comes to
Show a picture of
players,
how many beers he's had for the formation of his beard.
you can
Yeah.
probably find the
Duck.
image. Meanwhile, I want to eulogize him for a moment because both him and Josh McCown are kind of known for like good veteran backup presences who have been around. But Fitzpatrick had a lot more public notice, and it was a bigger presence in comparison to McCown. And it was deserved because Fitzpatrick, when he had those games, you thought this guy's going to be really good. And then on the other hand, you get the form known as Fitzception, where he wasn't that great.
Potato.
It looked like an example I could think of is when he played for the Jets. It didn't go very well, but then he goes to, say, Miami and does well. Even though his career was best defined as inconsistent, you could definitely rely on this guy to be the guy if you needed him to step in. It happened with Miami. It happened with Washington. I think it happened with Tampa as well, but I just know, like, this guy is a warrior. He's been around, and I even argue, like, we might see him in a couple of years as a coach, because that's the kind of guy who this is. He's great presence in the locker room, great presence in the media, and for all the antics, all the fun. Good luck moving forward, Fitzpatrick. We salute you.
Yeah.
All right. Amen.
Yeah, and for the Stephon Tuitt one, that one was from due to mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He missed the
I know
entirety.
mental health is kind of like a hard thing to counter, but oh boy. Yeah.
But in 2021, he missed the entire season. The team said it was due to a knee injury, but he couldn't recover mentally from the death of his brother.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tuitt, I think with Tuitt, it was the right time for him because with the way the Steelers are going, he would still be integral part, but he'd have to be relied on a lot more. And if he's realizing that I don't think I can do this, then stepping aside, it sucks. But if that's the move, that's the move.
Yeah.
And we can't let that overshadow the phenomenal career he's had working with the Steelers and being one of their, I argue, like outside of Cam Hayward, he was one of their most reliable guys when it came to the non-flashy positions like quarterback, line, etc. The guy was an absolute.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'm not sure if I should use the word stud, but the dude was a warrior.
He was very good at what he did. He was a great interior rusher.
And he like you could tell when his presence was there and when it wasn't.
Yeah.
So now the Steelers will have to figure out how to replace a guy who's been not just serviceable, but a great leader for that line.
Yeah. So as of now,
I think you mentioned this before the show, but now they're down to only four players who have made it past the second round with the Steelers.
No, not made it past the second round. Just won the playoffs in general.
Okay.
And only 2 of them were Steelers when they won the playoffs. Those 2 are Cam Hayward and the Wizard of Oz.
Okay. First off, can you hear my mic better now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, we can hear you.
I just did a cable change.
Anyways.
And now we get to number 23.
23?
Who?
Number 23 out of...
What are you talking about?
I think Hell's brain just decided to crash because he's seeing LeBron torturing him.
No, it ain't LeBron. No.
Get some caffeine, Helv.
Thank you, Duck.
Okay, focus. All right. But
You're the
I'm
one that needs to
meaning
focus.
Watson got a 23rd
No,
tag.
he got
on
24.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I think he
you're
got
talking
24.
Watson.
No, I think it was 23, but it feels like it
23.
should be. I'm going to just ask. I've
23 and
asked
counting.
before.
You should say
I've
that.
asked again. Cleveland, what are you doing? These allegations are not just being chucked out there. These are serious. And the fact that
These
he's
are
now
very
facing a
serious.
23rd, it could reopen the case, the rest of the cases, technically speaking, because seriously, this isn't anything to like just kind of brush off. You gave him all that money. You're on the verge of pushing the guy out who's led your team to the most success they've had in a while, and now you're just kind of gambling on all this not being a thing when it in fact is a thing, and just how bad it is.
Yeah.
And remember,
Cleveland, we had hope for you 2 seasons ago, and you've instead decided to crush under machinery. I hate to call you the factory of sadness again, but you are becoming a factory of sadness.
Again,
remember, Zep.
No. They're just a factory of oppression.
No, but Zep,
Hell no.
remember, Zep. And sports teams don't care if you're a shitty person or not. They just care if you can play ball.
That is true.
That is true, but on the other hand, you can't have a guy who's behind bars play for your team.
Yep.
And with that said,
and remember the Browns gave up 3 first-round picks and they have no cap space. So if Deshaun Watson is not as good, they're just burning the river essentially.
Yep.
But yes, if the Browns don't win anything with this year, they are screwed for the next 5.
And even worse,
and with that said,
because they're going to deal away, they've already been set on dealing away Mayfield, so their backup will be Jacoby Brissett, who last season looked terrible.
Yep.
Cleveland Browns are becoming the burning Cuyahoga, and yes, that's a
They
river.
are.
Yep, and guess
It is a river.
And guess who their third string is?
Who?
Boys?
The Pastronaut.
Ooh.
Who?
Who?
The Pastronaut.
Pastronaut.
The genius of Pittsburgh.
Duck Hodges?
No,
Josh
he retired.
Pastronaut.
Dobbs.
Ah,
Yeah, Josh Dobbs.
He's literally a rocket scientist.
With that stated,
and with Ryan Fitzpatrick retired, he's now undoubtedly the smartest man in football.
Oh, he's
Ooh.
right.
because of his education, yes.
With that stated, it is now time that we need to laugh at a certain fat fuck.
No, I don't think. No, let's not. No,
Let's not.
no, I mean again,
We have to, man.
it's a baseball team versus a team that doesn't play baseball. What do you expect?
He struck out.
We're not going to rip on them at all. Hell, if you want to go rip on them, go out and play. Go out and play with them.
Oh,
Oof. And these are not
to be
minor
fair, I
league.
would have
And
beaten
these
their
aren't
ass in bowling.
MiLB teams. These are independent.
No, hell, he would have struck out.
Hang on.
Yep.
But I will say this.
Yes!
We're now on to...
Yes!
What happened?
Our first
I got
drive-by. First
What?
drive-by with the new webcam. Let's go.
But we
Duck
now
crazy.
get on to something.
Duck.
I'm going to let
Shit staying up a week.
I'm going to let Duck take it because Duck, if I'm not mistaken, you hosted the watch party for Game 1 of the
That's
NBA
right.
Finals. Since you host that, let's hand it to you.
That's right,
Before you go there, Duck.
Wait.
Phrasing.
What?
You were celebrating a drive-by.
Shut up.
Phrasing.
How about you shut up, Reckoning?
Anyways, Duck, go ahead.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals was on Thursday night between the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors.
I root
Seriously,
for the
NBA,
nuke.
what were you thinking? You
They
gave
don't.
us parity for 1 year, and then you revert to 2 cancerous fan bases. The Warriors, they need no introduction. They're going for their fourth. They're just going for their 4th title in 8 years. Nothing too crazy. And then you got the Boston Celtics, who are looking to add banner number 18 to the TD Garden. And game one was actually a very good back and forth affair. You had a very good first quarter, and then you had the Warrior, and teams were making threes left and right, especially Curry. But then Curry didn't have any points in the second quarter because he was basically benched throughout like half of it. And then, but you saw the Warriors jump out to a 10-point lead. And then Boston came in with a 10-0 run. And they ended the half with a 2-point lead. And then the Warriors we knew and loved came in at the third quarter. We saw them jump out to a 14-point lead with the likes of Curry, Thompson, Iguodala, Draymond Green, some guy named Porter. They actually were hitting everything underneath the sun. And they ended the quarter with a 12-point lead, and then Boston turned it up with a couple of baskets from Jason Tatum, and then large threes from Derek White, Al Horford. They went on a torrid hot streak. They went from being down 12 to up 10 throughout the whole quarter. They limited Golden State to 16 points in the fourth. And the Golden State Warriors we knew and loved were making anything. They couldn't score on a prostitute in the fourth quarter.
Oh, that is they couldn't score on open net. Goodness.
No, they couldn't.
But there's something I want to mention to you, Doug.
And there's one. Oh. The game ended in a 120-108 win. I think.
There's something that I noted when I was watching after, like, because I had tuned in to the watch party, like when I had a moment. If the Celtics win this series, they will move ahead of the Los Angeles Lakers again for the most titles. Currently, they're tied. Boston and Los Angeles are the two biggest rivals when it comes to interconference. So it's like, do we root for Lakers fans to be salty, or do we cheer on the NBA's lack of parity and tell them, hey, we got this thing called the NHL? Mm-hmm. It's like decisions.
Yeah. And if you looked at many of the picks, none of them were giving the Celtics any kind of chances. Everywhere you looked, in every prediction, you saw Warriors. If you saw that fourth quarter, yeah, it's time to panic. Because now Celtics fans are like, bet you wish you hadn't slept on us, did you?
But on the other hand, this is game one, and a best of 7 series, anything can happen.
Yep.
Right.
Also, where anything can happen, it's time to rip on some teams, I'd say.
Oh, yeah. It is time
for
the
stain of
the week.
And Helv just left, so while you guys are thinking of yours, I'll read them off, because I've got mine already written down.
I got mine.
I already have mine down.
All right, so we'll start with Helv's. Helv has Canada men's national team as his goal, because this could get ugly. Grab your syrup. Silver, he's just covering this game that had several major sports YouTubers versus a minor league baseball team. I don't think it's worth talking about. Then Bronze. Not sure.
I can tell you what happened there.
Go ahead.
Shakira's husband cheated on her.
Yep. After 11 years and 2 kids. Besides, would you cheat on Shakira? I know I wouldn't. But this guy found the audacity to do it.
Actually, a lot of people cheat on their spouse for Shakira.
Exactly.
There's a joke I can make here, but I'm not going to, because I have my own teams to rip. Right. I'll take it over, because gold for me is the Edmonton Oilers. Remind me something, guys. Edmonton. This is the farthest they've been in over half a decade. Yes?
Yes.
They've had this generational talent and this great second superstar on their lineup. Yes?
Yes.
They have this depth that's supposed to be amazing and it's finally breaking out and helping them in the series. Correct?
Nope.
It's supposed to be.
It was supposed to.
And they have a 3-0 deficit, including losing at home, which means if they lose the next game, they will be swept. And not only that, but they will have completed a sweep against themselves in front of their home fans. I watched that game 3 last night, and I saw the Edmonton fans were in it. And then when that empty net goal was scored, it looked like there was a sale on Black Friday outside the stadium. Everyone was running out of there like there was a sale going on. It was that bad.
So
Edmonton, feast on this L, and please do it again.
Also, I like what Billy put in the comments.
What do you say?
He's like, I feel like Edmonton's the plankton meme. It's like, well, I don't know. I never thought I'd get this far.
Yep.
Congratulations, Edmonton. You made it past the second round. You get a tasty treat.
What do you want?
An avalanche.
Ugh.
An avalanche.
Next item from Dairy Queen. The avalanche. The bigger blizzard.
Yep. And I'll go ahead and start off.
Ice cream sounds
Yep.
good.
No.
Now
You
for my
didn't say your
silver.
Oh, I forgot.
I have my silver and bronze to go over, but
sorry,
silver, I have a question for you guys. Do you realize that the Los Angeles Dodgers got swept at home against the Pittsburgh Pirates?
Yep.
The first time since 2000. For the first time since 2000, which is 22 years ago. 22 years ago. Is the last time you have to go back to when the Pirates swept the series against Los Angeles. In Los Angeles.
When I first saw that the Pirates swept the Dodgers, I had to include it in the intro. That was
You did. But here's the thing that just makes me go, why? The Dodgers are you could say their window is just they're starting to go downhill if haven't already. But on the other hand, you lost to the Pittsburgh Pirates. I know these are the second coming of the Freak Show Pirates from '97, but you lost to the running joke of Pittsburgh sports for the past 3 decades. How? And again, it wasn't even like it was a one run game. These were multiple run games in each of the sweeps they lost by. How do you do that?
I know. I can hear the people watching this saying, "Hey, Doc, you're a Guardians fan. You also lost a series to the Pirates. You shouldn't be talking." There's one difference. The Guards actually won a game.
Here's the other thing: the Guardians aren't expected to be this world-beating team. They're expected to be competitive, but they're not supposed to be Dodgers level.
This is the freaking Dodgers we're talking about.
How do you lose like that? Literally, when I saw that the Pirates had swept the Dodgers, I know I like my stale memes and the Pirates being the running joke, but my brain 404'd. Literally, that. Yeah. And then for the bronze, this is going to be a bit painful, but Mike Trout. Dude, you've been carrying these Angels for so long, and unfortunately, it's giving out on you. He has had a personal record for a hitless streak. In 23 straight, he has this many hits.
I think it's up to 24 now.
I think it might be, but still, Mike Trout, who's had to carry this team on his back, even before Shohei Ohtani, and now along with Shohei Ohtani, and you can tell all that time of carrying this team to some kind of relevance it's betrayed him now. 0 for
Yeah.
24 isn't like I know we've made jokes about Chris Davis a couple years ago going 0 for 24, but I just think like the teams burned him out, and this is what's happening. Somebody please save this man. If not from the Angels, from himself, because.
Yeah.
And then I have an honorable mention. How in the world did I get 3 conference finalists right in the bracket? How? When I've only picked one team that's ever made the conference finals in 6 years, and now I have 3 beating out the brackets of pretty much everybody, especially Health. How in the world do I have 3 right? As the guy whose picks always fail me, it's harder to prove me right than it is to win the lottery, and I did that 3 times.
Yep.
3.
I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe you just need to go look at some Powerball numbers now.
Yeah. And look, Zep, a blind squirrel gets a nut sometimes.
But to get 3 in one go, that's something else.
Yep.
And let's see, who do we pick to go next?
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
All right, it's my turn.
Go ahead.
So, anyways, for the bronze, I have the Arizona Coyotes for actually finding a deal to stay in Tempe for 30 years. But goddamn it, Gary Bettman, just move him to freaking Houston, move him to Kansas City, move him to New Orleans. I get you're staying in Arizona, but why? Gary, you just love Arizona. What is it with Arizona? It's all desert.
He wants to see he likes getting stuff from the cactuses. What can you say?
Yeah, but
Yep.
he just doesn't want to desert the city.
Hey.
But still, play the sound for yourself. Not that sound.
no, that was the one needed. So, but what's next, Duck?
Anyways, silver. I have the Dodgers. Seriously, how the hell do you get swept by the fucking Pittsburgh Pirates?
Let's go, Bucks.
Yay! But for gold, I have a guy by the name of Alex Espargaro. Let me go to the tree server into locale of the week.
I don't know
if we have to do some digging to find this, you know it's going to be good.
So, Alex Espargaro, a 13-year veteran in the upper echelon of motorcycle racing, and 18 years of experience in the Grand Prix circuit. There was a race in Barcelona. Him and Fabio Quartararo are running 1-2 after Alex had won the pole. Huge in the championship. You have a 13-point gap, and you are in second, and you cross the finish line, and you shut the bike off. Okay, that's a good time to shut it off. I mean, you finished in second, you can celebrate. Just one problem. There was 1 lap to go.
Oh no.
He forgot to count the laps, and he lost podium spots. He didn't drop to dead last, but he did finish off the podium. He finished in 5th. How do you not count? Like, seriously, how do you not count to 24? I'm pretty sure they teach you this in elementary school.
Although, you know what's even better than 24?
25.
I was going to say, this reminds me of like a couple of years. I think it was not last season, but the previous season, where Tom Brady against the Bears forgot it was 4th down. And he was like, "Wait, isn't this 4th down?"
Yeah.
He turned the ball over. And because that image is just.
I'm surprised
iconic.
Tom Brady forgot how to count to 4, considering he has 7 rings now.
Oof.
And now, Reckoning.
First of all, I'm actually trying to figure out which one's my bronze and which one's my honorable mention. So
I don't really have
which way?
mention.
Which way do we go? Iowa or Cincinnati?
Cincy.
Okay. So my honorable mention: Chicago. For the Chicago Cubs, you need to wrap Wilson Contreras in bubble wrap. Keep him safe at all costs because you do not want to deal with John Hicks. This is a game I saw live, a minor league game between the Redbirds and the Iowa Cubs.
Oh,
Okay.
Dark Kirby might tell me to respect John Hicks, but the Redbirds don't respect him. They don't respect him enough to where they stole 6 bases on him in a single game.
Wait. Remind me. That's not the Pirates minor league team, is it?
No, Iowa is the Cubs.
No, Iowa
Okay.
Cubs.
Okay, just making sure, because that sounds like a Pirates move right there.
No, they're the Iowa Cubs.
Still, that sounds like
And
a
the
Pirates.
Memphis Redbirds ran all over him, and one of those guys got claimed off of waivers by Atlanta. And so now for my bronze, Tommy Pham. You are not Will Smith.
Who is this?
Tommy Pham.
Outfielder for the Cincinnati Reds, who slapped Jock Peterson over a fantasy football argument. An argument that's currently in a fantasy league that's currently owned by Mr. 0 for 24.
Oh, I remember reading about that, and yeah, that whole saga is just ugly. And Mike Trout has actually gone on record saying he's not sure if he wants to run that league now because of this happening.
Yep.
Give him a break, guys.
And for my silver, Bart, I don't want to alarm you, but raise the Jolly Roger.
The Dodgers sweeping the Pirates?
Other way around, the Pirates sweep the Dodgers.
It should be the other way around, but baseball happened.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. Bad choice of English. Sorry about that.
Yes.
Words are hard.
And for my gold, the Arizona Coyotes. Doug said this really casually, but this potential agreement includes a 30-year no movement clause. So if this deal gets agreed upon, the Arizona Coyotes would be not allowed to relocate for 30 years.
You're fucked.
Remind me again. Are they on the best level with their fans right now?
No.
Let me just check my carrier.
Not even close.
Notes. Pigeons emailed me notes saying that they're kind of doomed already. So good luck. Just good luck.
All right.
I have one. I actually have to ask. Pirates, why?
You mean Dodgers? Why?
You mean Dodgers?
No, I mean Pirates, why? Because you're giving your fans hope. Are you going to collapse again, or is this going to be the second coming of the freak show, Pirates '97? I like my stale memes. Dang it, let me have them.
Don't worry, Zeb. I think this is just a one-time deal.
Although in good news, honestly, with all of this might be a first for the YouTube channel. Our golden shit stain of the week did not get a gold today.
That's right. With 3 silvers, your Los Angeles Dodgers earn gold for shit stain of the week.
Yeah, because they have 6 votes.
How do you get swept by the freaking Pirates?
At
home.
And the silver shit stain of the week is the Coyotes because they got a bronze and a gold.
You're screwed.
This deserving because you guys might be a disaster in the desert, but at least you can fill up the stadium easily right now.
Yeah.
No,
they actually sold out
their AHL. They won't do it.
Actually, they actually sold out their most expensive season tickets.
Even still, 5,000 seats when your building can normally hold 4 or 5 times that.
Yep.
Failing upwards.
Meanwhile, Game 2 of the NBA Finals is underway.
No, dig up, stupid.
And then for bronze,
we actually have a 3-way tie, which we need to think about.
Which is Canada's men's national team.
Men's national team. You got the Oilers. Seriously.
Yep, and then
we'll put up more of an effort against Colorado. And then Alex, there's still another lap, dummy!
You know, as much as I want to laugh at the guy celebrating too early, I think we should just give it to Oilers because you guys aren't becoming the Oilers. You're becoming the Loilers.
The spoilers.
Loilers.
Because
Spoilers
how in the
league.
world?
According to Snack in the Discord chat, they're the Oikers now. Yeah,
Are they?
don't ever mistype in your U-Tree Discord server.
Yeah.
You'll pay for it.
And also, don't
By
ever
creating
get
a new meme.
and also don't ever get names wrong. That's how we have Monkey over here.
That's Action Lab. First off, that's Action Lab.
I
But
don't
seriously,
care. It's
For what
funny.
Scott and Chris thinks. And
But
second,
you kinda have to-
I'm not a monkey.
I again have to ask. Oilers, he's good swept. All of us,
Get
we need
swept.
we're like trying to watch the NBA. And the lack of parody. We need something to laugh at. You've been giving us some humor so far. Please just give it to us. Please.
Just put yourselves out of your misery. Just do it. we
Trade
won't
Leon Draisaitl
complain.
to an actual team. Just do it.
We won't
Just
complain.
do it.
All right.
And of
Now
course, shout time.
Shout out.
Yep. Shout outs time. And Zep, because I'm partial host, you go first.
All right. So, as per usual, thank you to everybody who's tuning in. Billy, we have been reading your comments, so thank you for joining in. Also, the usual shout outs Dodger of Zion, Ghost of Texas Ag 70, but also The Raven Armed, Chloe Fluff, Double A Gaming, Mortal Paralight, Druish Princess, and I have, of course, Stutters. And I have a big announcement for the last one because I've mentioned the name I'm Zik or Zeke, but also the announcement today that came out from them is that they are effective immediately. They are temporarily. Let me just check to see if it's retiring or they're putting on hold. Yep, they decided to retire from doing streaming. Have Zeke and Mayan. So for both of them, for over a year, I believe you guys mentioned it's a year and a half. You guys have been bringing so many communities together. There's a reason I'm wearing flames because Mayan, I know you love the spice and you love to bring the heat, so flames it is. But to both of you, for letting us play along with you, experience this strange world of streaming, and for creating so much community, not just through your channel, but through the many channels you've helped people introduce each other to. For everything, we thank you.
All right.
And good luck on the future ahead.
Good luck as well. All right. Reckoning. You're up next.
Of course, thanks for everyone that showed up. You people are weird, but thanks. Thanks for y'all for keeping me on this show, even though I don't show up every week.
It happens.
Hey,
But
it
anyways,
happens.
And of course, thanks to all the servers that are letting us promote there. And that's about it. Let's go to the platypus.
I am not a monkey for the last freaking
I said
time.
platypus. I didn't even say monkey.
You still called it a half duck, half monkey. So
I think
just
that's
for that.
hang on. I think that's an anatomy experiment gone wrong right there. Half dunk.
what? Yeah, not even German geneticists could.
Anyways,
follow it up.
Duck.
All right. So huge shout outs to Dodger and Ag for allowing us to promote this podcast. And a huge thanks to Action Lab, once again, not a monkey, and Off the Wall Hockey for doing awesome streams near all playoffs long, and for allowing me to promote the podcast on your server. And a huge thanks to everyone who is here tonight, including Health, who started us off. He's off for a reffing job, so good luck to you. And huge thanks to Billy for being in the chat, putting down all of his thoughts in the comments. And that's about it. That should do it. So,
All right.
everybody, feel free to like and subscribe. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. if you have any ideas for topics, we'll be sure to bring them in. And as always,
bye, everybody.
Good night, Tel Aviv.
good night, everybody.